Hello and welcome. My name is Kristen Adams and I'm a staff development facilitator at the Carbon Lehigh Intermediate Unit. And today I have the pleasure of recognizing our ESL Staff Member of the Month for the month of April. And our nomination is Kate Pizzelanti. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me. I have been teaching for 21 years. I started in New Jersey. I worked there for 3 years, and I've been teaching at Northwestern School District for 18 years. My students know me as Mrs. Pizzelanti. That's actually one of the first lessons that I teach my students is how to say my last name. So it's challenging, especially for EL students, but they all master it, and usually within a day or so, they know my name, and they need to know my name because they know I'm the person to go to when they need assistance.
That's great. And I see you almost have the word pizza in your name. Do you incorporate that somehow?
Yes, I do. When I teach them how to spell my name, I say you need to say you have to spell it pizza with an E and then Lanti, and we practice the syllables so they can break it into syllables, and that enables them to learn my name much easier.
And that's great. It's a great lesson for our kids, and it's also wonderful to see that you just take the time to get to know not only them knowing your name, but you get to know them as well.
That's right. I always learn how to pronounce their names because I understand that, since my name is difficult to pronounce as well. So if they have a name that may be difficult to pronounce, I share that with them, that we share that in common, and we both work on each other's names together.
That's a great lesson for anyone that's working with English language learners. It's the first thing is just get to know them and get to know how to say their names, because we all have different sounds in our names and they might not even be said the same way as they're written.
Exactly. Yes.
So working at the Northwestern Lehigh School District, what are some of the things that you love about the district?
It's a wonderful district to work for and work with. The staff members are truly wonderful people. They're very caring. It's a family-like atmosphere, which I really love. And I go to all the buildings, so I know almost all of the teachers. And it's just really nice because we have just such a great atmosphere, and people care about one another, and they check in on each other. So it's really great.
That is great to have a family feeling in your district. And you're just such a great connector there as well. So tell us a little bit about some of these hidden talents that you have.
Well, on a personal level, I'm very good with numbers. I have a knack of remembering numbers. So it helps with my position because I'm able to quickly remember different things about students, and that is helpful and help them with their projects as well. But on another level, I feel like I'm very good at connecting with families and the families of my students. Sometimes EL students and their families don't necessarily feel comfortable coming into a school, especially if they're from another country. So I work with families very closely to try to get them to feel comfortable and to speak with me and share any questions or concerns they might have. And I know my students' parents. I know their family members, or whomever they're living with. And I make that a priority because I feel like that's the way to really make a good connection with the student.
Absolutely. And it's definitely all about connections that we make with our students and families. So thank you so much for making that a part of your everyday teaching. So what inspired you to become a teacher?
Well, my mother was a teacher. She's retired now, but I spent my childhood in her classroom. I actually had to sit in her classroom as an elementary school student because she was a middle school teacher, and middle school started before elementary school. So I would go into school with her, and they at that time allowed me to sit in the back of the classroom. So I sat there and listened and watched my mom teach. I spent hours, every summer I was in there with her, helping her with cleaning her classroom, getting it ready for the next year, after school activities. You know, I was a part of it. So it was just, it wasn't really a question for me as to what profession I would go into. I just wanted
That's
to
great. What a great inspiration to watch your mom teach and learn from her as well. So tell me a little bit about how technology has impacted your teaching.
Oh, this year especially, and last spring, it has affected me a lot. I see a lot of students on Zoom, and I am just so thankful and appreciative that we have this technology right now, so that we are able to connect with students. This is just fabulous. I'm able to do things like Google Expeditions. I actually have my students at all levels, students, level 1 all the way up through levels 4 and 5, complete projects. And one that I really like to do is I have them research their native country and also provide information on their native country that they may know firsthand. And a lot of students are homesick and miss their families or their native country. So in doing that, it kind of allows them to reconnect with their culture and their country. And so they research it, any aspect. I mean, you could do clothing, you could do money, all different government, all different aspects. So the possibilities are endless. But they do the research project, and then I help them create Google Slides. So that's another teaching tool that they're able to use so they can come up with a presentation. And then they actually go to other classrooms normally. Right now we can't do this, but they go to other classrooms and they share their slide, and we do a Google expedition, and we actually are able to go into their country and see their country. And so they love sharing it with their class. They just feel so important and so valued. It spreads cultural awareness throughout the school and the district, and it helps the students with their presentation skills, their speaking skills. So I feel like technology allows us to do this because they wouldn't be able to reach out to a school in Colombia without having technology to do so. And using Google Expeditions as well is just fabulous. And of course, Google Slides is helpful too.
That's a great use of technology and really integrating interests of your students and making sure that we value their culture and what they can bring to the classroom. So I love that idea. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So in conclusion, what is a piece of advice or a tip that you would give some of your ESL colleagues or some of the teachers that you collaborate with?
Well, you just said the word, collaboration is key. I feel especially as an EL teacher, I feel like you need to work with the classroom teachers to help them get to know your student and what your student's level is, what your student can do, and maybe some areas that your student needs some extra assistance with, so that assignments can be geared and kind of specified so that a student is able to complete the assignment to the best of his or her ability, but yet still working to make the student learn and achieve more. So I think collaborating not just with staff members, but also with families as well. So I just think there just has to be a working rapport between everybody involved. And I think that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. And at the IU, we have a time that we collaborate as well with all of our staff, our English, our ESL teachers. And Kate, you have just been a valuable part of that collaboration and coming with your resources and different things that you have to share. So I just want to thank you so much for all the work that you're doing and collaborating with us and sharing with our peers. And it is an honor and pleasure to recognize you as our ESL Staff Member of the Month for the month of April. Thank you again.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for having me.